Have you ever had a conversation with someone like this?
You make a really good point there. I just think that personally,
Wow, she is so knowledgeable. There's something about her. It's very interesting to talk to her. Her mind is on the next level. I aspire to be like that. Well, in this episode, we will aim to be this person. The person who is versatile and knowledgeable across a broad range of topics. The person who is not just healthy and beautiful physically, but mentally as well. Because, after all, everything lies here. And we must nourish our brain because our brain is constantly searching for new information. In these days where all information is presented to us at our fingertips, we can use that to our advantage and enhance our minds. So, are you ready to level up? As I've said, we're always absorbing information. We're always stimulating our brain. We want to optimize everything we do. We need to always be watching something and multitasking. But first of all, how much of that information are you actually taking in and learning from? How much of that information is actually useful? It's a popular saying that every time you have a scroll session on TikTok or Reels, you come out of it forgetting everything you have just watched, along with 2 hours of your day wasted. But this information hasn't fully escaped yet. It's all absorbed into our subconscious, and it usually lingers as underlying negative emotions. Our brains are then filled with feelings of hopelessness, emptiness, comparison. The list goes on. I can attest to this effect firsthand because I often catch myself singing viral songs that I don't even listen to, only from hearing them once in a while by scrolling on social media. We know that everything we consume plays a great deal in our lives, so if we're constantly consuming and learning, we should just replace the source that we consume from and therefore optimize what we're learning. By this, I mean replacing that screen with books. Okay, I actually get lots of useful information from the internet, so I'm not saying that everything in the World Wide Web is useless, but we need to be aware and more intentional about how we spend our time and how we can nourish our brain, because we need to keep it healthy or else we'll dig ourselves into a dark, sad hole. Just kidding. Kind of. I believe that you can read books on literally anything and it will expand your knowledge. Most books have a certain amount of credibility, effort, and research put into them, and there's always something you will learn from reading books. Just the act of reading will have lots of benefits. You can broaden your perspectives and learn about different ideas and cultures. It increases your attention span because you're remaining focused on a singular topic for a long time. It exposes you to a larger set of words, which helps with your vocabulary. It helps stimulate creativity as well as sparking inspiration because you can see how different authors write and tell stories, which can help you gain a better idea of how to do the same with your own writing. It helps exercise your brain because you're relying on your imagination and comprehension to understand the information that it's presenting. It reduces stress and helps improve sleep quality if you read before going to bed. In conclusion, reading is a superpower, and it has the ability to change your life. Not only will it provide to you new horizons of different ideas and topics, and not only will it improve your mental capacity, it will also help you to become a better conversationalist because you have knowledge about many different topics, which will hopefully help you sustain conversations longer. On that topic, I want to touch more on improving your vocabulary as well as being more familiar with phrases that are used in your language. This will serve major benefits for school, work, socializing, anything you do that requires communication. First of all, having a wide vocabulary is an important skill because it helps you to actually articulate your thoughts and communicate the state you're in with more depth.
How are you feeling today? Good. How are you feeling today?
I'm actually feeling quite lethargic today. I think I'm lacking some sleep. But remember, your diction isn't supposed to be a flex of how intellectually superior you are to others, so don't try to use unnecessary sophisticated words in daily conversation just so you can appear smart.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished connoisseurs of the lexicon, I stand before you, suddenly enthralled by the enigmatic labyrinth of linguistic artistry, as we embark upon this cerebral journey. Allow me to read the tapestry of the erudition, but as a turn aside,
she casting a spell on us?
A wide vocabulary helps with your active communication, but it also helps with your passive comprehension. By understanding many different words, you're able to comprehend books and other pieces of writing better, and you're also able to comprehend others better, which can help you connect with others to a further extent. That is why I also emphasize the importance of knowing different phrases and idioms and just being familiar with your language, because it's a little hard to connect with someone when you don't know what they're talking about.
You poor soul. How are you ignoring all these red flags? Someone needs to take away those rose-tinted glasses of yours. Huh? I'm not wearing any glasses. I meant figuratively. Never mind.
Now, I'm not super involved with the news. I feel like it usually sends my brain into a state of helplessness and panic, which is not healthy to be bombarded with. However, I want to make it a goal for myself to not turn a blind eye towards this world and acquire more awareness of situations on a local and global scale. This prompts more open-mindedness, more cultural knowledge and sensitivity, as well as a better grasp and outlook on our generation and society. And I'm not referring to the whole idea of being radically woke, but just having a reality check helps to increase your mental scope. I won't consistently be feeding into the news, but if there's a particular world event or just an event happening around me, I will try to inform myself about it so that I at least know what is going on. I know you probably don't want to think about school because it's summer, but it's the perfect opportunity to level up and be ultra prepared for the upcoming school year. Being able to grasp the concepts beforehand will give you a great advantage when you actually enter the school year and will save you from a lot of academic stress. I'm taking a summer class on biology so that I don't have to take it this upcoming year, but if you're not taking summer school, there are loads of summer programs and courses online for free that you can educate yourself on and have a better grasp of, and it can be on really any topic you're interested in. On that note, summer is a great opportunity to hone your skills. So, more specifically, with taking summer courses and programs, you can start learning skills that have piqued your interest before or sharpen skills that you already have. If you don't know what skills to learn, here are a few suggestions of useful and practical skills that you should consider looking into. Coding and programming, editing photos and videos, writing and storytelling, how to become a more effective writer, creating websites, channels, etc., marketing. Those are just a few, and they don't even cover a wider range of interests that different individuals have, but I'll get deeper into this topic in a different episode, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Did you know that learning another language will actually cause you to use up 100% of your brain power, making you mentally invincible? Yeah, that's completely false. But learning languages has many benefits, and it's very impressive when you're able to whip out Mandarin in a casual conversation, especially when it's the native language of the person you're talking to. Learning a language increases your understanding of different cultures because, after all, languages and cultures go hand in hand. When you speak in a certain language, you'll start to see its cultural nuances. There are specific phrases and words for every language that is unique to that culture, and it's quite special when there are words that don't have direct translations because it requires a deeper understanding of the connotation, context, and feeling behind it. My mind automatically goes to the Tagalog word gigil. The word gigil encompasses the feeling of a saturated overwhelmingness, whether caused by cuteness overload or a wave of frustration. As you can see, there's not a definitive definition for it when you translate it to English, but it requires context. And this can give you a better insight into Filipino culture because, in my opinion, I've seen that Filipinos are quite emotional. We feel a lot. And so we have this word that describes that overwhelming feeling of feelings. Language learning helps create deeper connections with people because they admire your effort in learning their language, and you have more depth, more things to talk about. It also helps with cognitive abilities, and it exercises functions regarding memory, problem solving. I don't know the science though, but there are many resources you can find that show how language learning can potentially offset dementia and Alzheimer's. Oh, and there's no doubt that language learning can unlock many career opportunities. So keep that in mind. We underestimate the value that we get from others. We learn so much from each other, and simple conversations can create a whole new point of view and more insight that we would have otherwise been blind to. Oh, would you look at that? It's break time. Remember, you shouldn't be overloading your brain with information. When it's constantly being fed, how will it have room for dessert? There are many things you can do to give your mind a break, and it will in fact optimize your brain for better performance. So doing things like physical activity, eating well, sleeping well, socializing, praying, maintaining emotional and spiritual well-being, these are all important factors that are good for your brain. Remember, mental health supersedes wisdom. If your mind is not in good shape, it's practically futile. We need to take care of our brain because it takes care of us. Thank you for watching this episode of the Glow Up Diaries. We are already halfway. Also, I appreciate everyone's support. I read all of your lovely comments, and they have been keeping me motivated to continue making content like this. I'm so glad to hear that this series has been helping some of you, and I'm so excited to deliver more. Nonetheless, I will see you next week for the 4th week of the Glow Up Diaries. Bye!
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand with